All right, we just got to the rig. By the way, welcome back to Tires on the Road. We're going to take you through a little bit of a different video this time. We're going to go step by step and show you all of our moves that we're taking. We're going to be heading up north to the Oregon coast and then heading over to the Pacific Northwest Alliance Rally at Seven Feathers. So first thing we're going to do is get this bad boy hooked up, take the wheel covers off, take my cover off of the shower, close the vents, and get this thing home, give her a bath, and get ready to load her up. Here's a little fun thing. Because we run the Anderson hitch, I have to get it up high enough to get over the ball so I can lower the rig down over the ball. How do I know it's high enough every time? Well, this is kind of a silly deal, but I'll show you. Right here, at the end of the slide, I know that if this point right here is at my eyebrow level, that's high enough to get on the rig. Simple but effective. We are good to go. By the way, I will be taking this off and leaving it home because this weighs 75 pounds and I don't want to haul that around and it digs into my payload ability. So I take this off and leave it home. Sometimes I'll even leave my tailgate home depending on how much stuff I'm putting in the back of the bed or we're loading up in the rig. So between those two, that's about 125 pounds or more. My backup camera in the truck has the ability to have two cameras on it. I have one on the back of the rig and I also have one on my bed. So when I'm backing up, I can see the Anderson hitch, so I know exactly when to lower the rig over the top of the ball so I don't have to get in and out, in and out, in and out. I'll go retract all. I think it's 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter. We've also removed the lock that is on this door for the ground controls. I just put a thumb switch on here because I got tired of finding my keys and having to deal with that. One less thing to deal with when we're hooking up or unhooking. Before I plug my cord in to the truck, I always turn it off because in the past I've had an issue with blowing the fuse for the charger from the truck to the trailer. So I always plug it in with the power off and the engine off. Always make sure that the lid is seated on the plug to keep it from vibrating or coming out. Just coming into the rig, got a couple things to do before I pull out of here. Taking out of storage, gonna close the refrigerator doors, close the freezer. That vent's already closed. We got some rain the other day, so they closed automatically. But I do have this set on a thermostat, so if it gets too hot in here, it'll automatically turn on and start venting the coach. Just do a real quick check. TV still hooked. I leave that window open for ventilation. Slides are in. Turn my backup camera on because I only remember to flip the switch to turn the backup camera on about 40% of the time. The other 60% of the time I got to come back in, put the steps down, come in, flip the switch on. I'm going to do like Rich did. I'm going to move the power for this backup camera on the rig or the rear view camera down into the wet bay or maybe somewhere else. Haven't quite decided yet. Everything looks good for travel. Typically, I don't travel with the blinds down, but we're only going a couple miles, so they'll be fine till we get home. Gonna remove the tire covers because where I store it, yes, the old sun just beats up the passenger side of the rig. So I always keep those tires covered when we have it in storage. Last week I checked the wheel bearings, checked the brakes, I rotated the tires, simply moving the rears to the front and the front to the back. I do like these tire covers with the silver on them, which reflects the heat and keeps them nice and cool, and it also does a really good job of keeping the UVs out. Now to go up on the roof and get my cover off the shower skylight. I keep the shower skylight covered up, one, so the UV, the ultraviolet rays doesn't degrade the plastic, and second, it helps to keep it really cool inside the rig. There's a ton of heat that comes through that shower enclosure at that skylight. By the way, I only use that cover on the skylight in the bathroom when it's in storage. If you leave it on when you're traveling, probably won't even make it a mile, more like the first 100 yards. All right, quick walk around. I always start on the passenger side. I start here. I just look everything over real quick, make sure my mirror's up. Gross. Make sure the awnings are in, make sure the windows are closed, storage compartments are locked and latched, doors closed, handles in, TPMS sensors are tight, all the jack pads are up, box is locked, nothing hanging off the back, jack's up, TPMS is tight, closed, locked, closed, jack's up. Make sure the emergency is connected, the power, and make sure my handle's tight for my hitch lock. And the driver's side mirror up. We're good to roll. Got the rig home. First thing, plugging the cord in. I put a 30 amp plug in my house with an extension cord to here. I can run 2 ACs on 30 amp, but typically I only run one RV. Mysteriously, the radio always turns itself on. Does anybody else have that issue? Seems like you go away, you come back, the radio's on. You turn it off, you leave, you come back, the radio's on. Leave a comment down below if you're having that issue. Here's a little trick. If you lower your front landing gear, one pad is on the ground and the other one isn't, before you jack it up off your truck, just hit the left or right button and that will lower just one of the front jacks so you can get them even before you lift the entire weight of the rig off of your truck. Just a couple more things to do before we hit the road in the morning. I have to check the lug nuts, check the torque on that. I already lubed the leaf springs this morning because I have not lubed those after our cross the country trip coast to coast. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check it out. I have a playlist for that and I'll put the link below. Always check your nuts. We are all hooked up, ready to head out to the rally via Winchester Bay. Just got done checking my nuts, 120 foot-pounds. Here's something that's kind of fun. We leave our ottoman in the center we just fold our carpet up over the top of it and it rides right there. It's a really good spot for this to travel because there's a lot of weight in there. Keeps it aft behind the axles. Just flop our carpet over. We'll show you how that comes apart and how we set up the rig when we get to Winchester Bay. I did add a new security light up here. Kim's gonna turn it on. The switch is up by my bed, so at night I can roll over, hit that switch and look outside. Plus it'll light up the front of our campsite. So when we're coming back at night or we're camping up in this area, the truck's parked here, it'll give us really good lighting. New tail lights are popping. Grogu, y'all ready? Ready for the trip? Our mascot. Dang bugs. I had a feeling that was going to happen. But, you know, when you go through the Sacramento Valley, there's going to be bugs. Weeds are like negative thoughts. They will survive. They take no encouragement to grow. They take no water. They just keep growing and they keep multiplying and multiplying and multiplying. Next thing you know, you have all these negative thoughts. So try not to let the weeds grow in your head because they come uninvited and they're really hard to get rid of. I think we took out half the population of the bugs in the Sacramento Valley this morning. Before, after. Good news. Table brackets worked. Little latch held the table in. So I'd say after 460 miles, that's success. All right, after that 4 a.m. departure, getting the rig all set up, cleaning a million bugs off the front, getting set up, time for a siesta. Okay, back in Winchester Bay. We cannot come here without visiting the Blue Box and helping them out. They've really come a long way. This place is got a tent up now. No, like these targets. Make sure you duck bugs if you see one of these coming towards you.
Nice throwing, Rachel. Hey, we got a point.
All right, day 2 heading to the rally. Gorgeous, gorgeous day today. Nothing but blue sky, nice breeze. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's perfect. Getting ready to head down to Coos Bay, go scope out a brewery down there, maybe get some lunch. And then come back, hit the Blue Box for some cornhole, and meet up with some people that we met there last night for a rematch. But just loving this place. Winchester Bay, Salmon Harbor, Oregon coast. We're at the Blue Box having a game of cornhole at sunset with our new friends John, hi John, and Rachel down there, who was my teammate. We just won that last one, but John and Rachel have been kicking our ass. You're not supposed to hit me.
Good throw, Kev.
Yes, we suck at cornhole. What is it? 20-0? 21-1?
That was a warm-up.
If you don't like those type of sunsets, you don't like sunsets. Man, it's just absolutely gorgeous here at Winchester Bay. Never been here, and this is like our 5th trip, where the fog held out, and we got to see the sunset, play cornhole until like, I think it's 9 o'clock right now, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and we have that. Absolutely phenomenal. I just want to be real for a few moments. You know, it's after 11 o'clock and campground is very quiet. Sitting next to the fire, checking out the stars, listening to the ocean and the foghorns. Is, you know, there's still faith in humanity out there. There's still some great people. And in our everyday lives, we get caught up in the news and what the media wants us to portray and what they want us to think that society is like. But you know, when you get out here in the wild and you meet people, it really brings faith back to humanity. There are nice people out there. There are people who are willing to share their lives with you. There are people who are kind and just want to have a good life and live a good life. And I think we get so tied up in what the media wants us to perceive the world is like that they're wrong. There's good people out there. There's good Americans out there that enjoy this country and everything that it has to offer. That's why we love to RV, is because the people we meet along the way gives us that faith back in humanity, that with who we meet and the power of God and through Jesus Christ, we are able to live this life that we live, and it's all because of Him. Where are you?
We're at a beach. I'm not quite sure which one, but
Beach. to coast. First time we've been back to the West Coast since we got back from the East Coast. So it's coast to coast to coast to coast.
And we had to go to Oregon to get to it.
Hey guys, welcome from the Pacific Ocean. First time we've been back to the Pacific Ocean since we left the Atlantic Ocean. But thinking about y'all, your water's a lot warmer.
Much. Miss you.
Feet in the Pacific Ocean. Oh, 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 that is cold. That is no Atlantic or Gulf Coast water.
Yep.
Holy smokes.
It came back.
Holy moly. I wonder what the temperature is. That's got to be like upper 40s, low 50s. So this is the Umpqua River behind me here. We are having lunch at the Schooner Cafe, which is right on the Umpqua River. Another little joint there too, the Big Fish. We'll have to check that out later. But some new friends of ours that we just met over at the Winchester Bay RV Resort. John and Rachel recommended this place, and it is a gem. So thank you, John and Rachel. And if you're ever in Reedsport, make sure you get over here and check out the Schooner Cafe. It is a wonderful view. And then there's Muggsy. What do you having to eat, Muggs? What are you having? Whatever you give me.